Hi, today we're going to be looking at the Cartesian plane and plotting points. Let's get started. So the Cartesian plane is a coordinate system used to plot points, and this is how it looks. This looks very similar. It is actually what you see on graph paper. On the graph paper, you'll draw your coordinate system. Okay. Now let's look at the parts of a coordinate system. This vertical line is called the y-axis. And this horizontal line is called the x-axis. Basically, this tells direction. Okay? Now, the right-hand side of the x-axis is positive, and the left-hand side of the x-axis is negative. The upward side of the y-axis is positive, and the downward side of the y-axis is negative. Okay? Now there are 4 quadrants for the coordinate system. This is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. And the quadrants go in clockwise direction. Now this is something you probably won't be seeing at this level, but you will be seeing in algebra and beyond in geometry. So it's a good introduction. Okay? Now the coordinates of a point. You will often see a point represented by parentheses or brackets, x, comma, y. The x represents the x position, and the second number, or the y, represents the y position. So it always goes x, y. So let's plot some points. And in fact, this deserves some dancing, so let's plot some of those points. Okay, next. So let's plot -1, comma 2. Okay? Well, we know that this is the x-coordinate, right? So this is the x-coordinate. And this is the y-coordinate. So x is -1. So we know that x is -1. So, okay, so we have our first point. And we know that y is 2. So we know that y is 2. Okay? So we know that x has to be on this line and y has to be on this line. So the intersection is right here. So the final -1, comma 2 is this point right here. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a complicated example. My dog Spot is a dot. Okay? I found that Spot goes on an extra walk without me every day. So I went and investigated, and my neighbors told me his different coordinates on their path. They were 0, 3, 1, 3, 1, -2, -2, -2, and -2, 0. Spot always returns back to my house, which is 0, 0. So can we help me trace his route? Okay. Well, let's start. So he starts at my house, so that means that his first coordinate is 0, 0. Okay. And then he goes to 0, 3. So 0, 3, which is right there, right? So 0, 3 is right there. And then he goes to 1, 3. So 1. So we have 1 in this axis, and then 3 all the way up there. So he goes right here. And we can draw a line as we go, okay? And then he goes to 1, -2. So we know that it's on 1, so it has to be here. And then we know that the y-coordinate is -2. Okay, so it's right here. So 1, -2. All the way down there. Woo! Now he goes to -2, -2. Okay, so we're already on the right y-axis because we're at -2. But we want to go to the x-coordinate, and we see that this is the x-coordinate. So we go -2. And then he goes to -2, 0. Okay, so we're on the right x-axis. We have the right x-coordinate. Now we need the right y-coordinate, which is 0. So we go all the way back up to 0. Okay? And we know that he returns to 0, 0. So we go here. So this is his path. So he goes up, side, down, side, up, side. Okay? Great. So I hope that helped, and I hope to see you soon.